What is good, my magical people? Thank you for tuning in to Model Magic, where we let the modeling magic begin. It is your girl, Tam B. If you don't know me, you soon will. Today, we are here with Mr. Edwin Taliferro. How you doing, fella?
Doing good.
Good. All right. Well, tell my people a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in your lane.
I've been in my lane for 7 years, just a little bit about me. I'm an artist, writer, director, business owner, businessman in general, and I'm always repping the town, KC, and repping our brand, never nervous, you know what I'm saying? And Gumbo Enterprise, Gumbo, Curves of Confidence, my homie Rock. We business partners, and we got a store out south, 10413 Blue Ridge Boulevard, Blue Line Studios and Gumbo Enterprise. So
awesome. So how long have you had the store?
We've had the store. It's coming up on a year.
Okay.
It's coming up on a year. It's been going pretty well. We've been gradually building. Like our clients, and then also showing people that we're not just one thing, because a lot of people, they look at this spot maybe like a barber shop or maybe a clothing store, but we're Gumbo. We the Gumbo, so we got the photos, we got the clothing, and we also got the, just come get groomed, There's barbers there, get your fades and braids, so.
There you go. Okay, so speaking as far as the shop, you guys have so many people in there as far as local designer lines and everything that you are helping out. Do those people reach out to you, or do you find them?
Yes, so, okay, there's two things. Okay. So, one, they reach out to us.
Okay.
Two, we network at different events. So you can go to 816 Day, you can go down to let's say 18 and Vine, right? Mm-hmm. And they have an event. It could be something like Juneteenth that just passed.
Right.
You can have something like that, and you just walk around and you talk to people, local vendors. Mm-hmm. They have. Some people have a African delights, mm-hmm. clothing, and all of that. So everyone's different. Right. Everyone has a different thing that they do, and that's what I like, and that's what Rock like too, mm-hmm. because he speaks about that gumbo pot and needs all those different ingredients to make it that special thing. You know what I mean? So we definitely we bring people in from those two sources.
Okay, all right. So you do a lot, as you have already mentioned. So we're going to go into the filming and everything. Mm. So what inspired you to want to film movies?
Okay. Ice Cube inspired me with Friday. Okay. He was one of my favorite rappers of that time period. Mm-hmm. And when I saw him in, Boys in the Hood, it was like, okay, this is his first movie he's acting in. Mm-hmm. But then when I found out he wrote and directed, I was like, I want to do that.
That's what's up.
I was like, I want to do that. Cause you don't see black people do that. At that time, you didn't see black people doing that, other than Spike Lee, Mario's Van Peebles, mm-hmm. Bill Duke, mm-hmm. Those type of guys were doing that, but they had their own network connections. He's from hip hop, he's mm-hmm. from the urban streets. Okay. So I felt like connected to him more than any of the other ones, because it's okay, yeah, they did their thing, but he's from the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? He didn't graduate from Harvard and none of that, you know what I'm saying? Even though he is a educated man, don't get that twisted, you know what I'm saying? You can always go educate yourself. Always. So, but I find out that he was a highly intelligent man. He wrote a lot of scripts, he wrote a lot of lyrics for people too. So I just, had to put that in there real quick.
Of course. So what is it that you want to be known for when it comes to your movies?
Well, when it comes to my movies, I just want people to see that I have a different style. Okay. So, here's one example. Ryan Coogler in Black Panther. Remember the shot when Killmonger was going to the throne? See, in film, they call that it's called the Dutch tilt. I just want to get that right. It's basically where you take the camera and you rotate it slightly at a different angle. You know what I mean? Either if it's in front of your actor or behind your actor. And when you saw him walk to the throne on Black Panther, you saw that. That was a different angle. That's what made him different. So you start seeing other movies do the same thing. Like I know they did it again in the Avengers, but I've seen other people do it right after he did it, and I was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like he got his own style. Also, like let's say Spike Lee. I just want to tap on Spike Lee real quick. So he has his own style. What he's done recently, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but he's putting the album covers. When you hear the music, if you watch, what was the last movie you had on Netflix with the black soldiers going to war?
Oh my goodness, what was that?
Bloods. Something, but Five Bloods.
I think that's what
something
it was.
like that.
Something like that.
I haven't watched it in a minute. Guys, go check it out on Netflix. You can probably find it. But I'm just tapping on that real quick. So, all right. Basically, he put the album covers in there. Whatever music was, he put the album covers in there. So you can go find that. You know. So that's a different style.
Yeah, it is a different
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People also do filters too. So just to show you some examples, that's what I want to be known for. Just a different style.
Yeah, okay. I can dig it. So now you said, is it you've been in your own lane for 7 years, or you've been making movies for 7 years?
Now, I've been in my own lane for 7 years.
Okay, so how long have you been making movies?
I've been making movies for about, let's say, 3 years. Because the COVID, I felt like that doesn't count. Like, I was making movies, but I was making Hanging with the Homies.
Right.
But I end up like stopping production, and then I had to start back up this year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's been a trip. I know a lot of people believe that that was the best time because you didn't have a lot of like traffic. Like, okay, as far as like if you needed a website, I mean, let me say it like this. If you needed like a location and you got everybody to come through either your website or your social media, you know what I mean? I think that they would have knew what you were doing. Other than like right now it's like everybody's going to go do all these events and stuff. But if you had your own website and you had your own social media set up right, people would have noticed.
Right.
But now it's kind of like all this other stuff is going on now. I want to be in this. I want to go to this concert and all of that. You know what I mean? So just to show you that during that time period, you had a lot of time where you could have worked with a small crew and then short films. Just to show you what you can do.
There was a lot of short films going on at that time period.
Yeah. Like the movie I was making is a feature film. So a feature film is like an hour and 30 minutes, and it takes damn near a year. But for me, I try to work within like 6 months to do a feature film. And that ended up turning into a year. Yeah. So that was the problem with that. Okay.
So name one major thing that you have learned about yourself since becoming a director and filming movies.
I'd say, as far as in like communicating with my team, I'm much more effective now.
Okay, that's good.
Like in the beginning, I felt like I was a little bit off. Just a little bit off because I was dealing with a lot. Yeah. Work-wise, but, I'm definitely, much more.
Know how to delegate better.
Yes,
okay.
delegating. It's, matter of fact, I even got a phrase: "Do what you do best and delegate the rest."
There you go.
You know, I actually got that from a business book I read 8 years ago.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, so you know, I use that phrase.
Yeah,
for real.
Delegating is difficult, especially when you're so used to doing everything yourself, and you'll do it right, but is somebody else coachable enough to do it the way you want it to be done, so you don't have to go back over it?
Yeah, and see,
that's how my mom works.
Yeah, like for real, like it's like this. It's like this. When you find people that want to learn, bring them in the circle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell you like this: a know-it-all will follow you for a short period of time. They're not reliable.
I don't even want to know it all around me.
I'm telling you, it's real. It's real. I know it all.
Yes.
They'll be around you just long enough to learn what you know.
Exactly.
And add it to their arsenal, and then keep it moving.
And then show and make you think that they already know what you know. But they don't.
But they do not. So beware. Hey, just beware. Those type of people.
Not at all.
Now, if you gotta know it all, and they vibe is right, you know what I mean. If they're like a technical person, like they know the computers, they know computer software,
right?
You know what I mean. Like those type of people, they're useful to your company. You see what I'm saying? So, like they're not there to soak up the knowledge and then go out and do something else. They're there to build your company. These are the people, these are the smart people that you need in your team because they're building with you, not against you.
Fact.
You see what I'm saying? So you just gotta be aware of that.
Get the know-it-alls that know what you don't. Pretty much.
Pretty
right
much.
There.
Right there.
Right there in a nutshell. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I see myself, and I said this a lot of times to partners and friends. I was like, hey man, I see myself with HBO.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like the new Wire is what I'm pitching to them. The City of Kings, the series. I'm pitching that to them. You know what I mean? And
he got so much stuff going on.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
Y'all have no idea. Like for real, I'm gonna say it like this. Like in 5 years, that's where I want to be. But in 10 years, I'm gonna just go past that.
Go for it.
In 10 years in Kansas City, I want to bring HBO and Showtime, Netflix, everybody
I love it.
here.
Yes.
Because that's creating jobs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Imagine if we had a Taliferro production studio here.
That would be amazing.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Lulan Studios.
Y'all just got to do it right.
You know what I'm saying? So just imagine that, like for real, like that's probably is the ultimate.
Yeah.
But 5 years HBO, that's where
I can dig it.
Yeah.
I can
definitely.
see it. Most definitely. Okay, so speaking of which, do you write your scripts or does someone help you with that?
Now, I'll say this year, someone, my friend Andres, I've been knowing him for years, like 20 years.
Okay.
You know, this year he's helping me write City of Kings.
Okay.
So, in the past, I've done all the writing. I've had a few people help with editing. Maybe Juice, he helped me, Juice TV Radio. I'll get back to that soon. Ardell, this is a guy I went to school with. He was a pretty cool dude, you know, laid back type of cat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like to smoke, you know, like to sit back and talk about what if we did this,
right?
And what if we did that? You know, in a movie, like, yeah, we can do that. That's
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's one of them type of cats, and that's pretty much it. You know, just 3 people, and then this Tabitha, one more person. I'm sorry. She also edited Hanging with the Homies.
Okay.
I paid her like $50.
Yeah, that's a young lady that was there at Baccarat, right?
No.
No, she wasn't there.
That wasn't
okay.
her. I know who you're talking about. Khalid.
Yeah.
She's actually, she worked in my first movie as an actor. She's basically she helped me with that as the production manager.
Right. Okay. Good deal.
So she's real cool. She's athletic and everything.
Awesome sauce. I love it. Okay, so as far as when it comes to casting, is that a difficult task, or and how do you typically go about that?
Shit. I don't think any casting is easy at all. Like, I don't care what you casting for. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Now
let's just take everybody.
Yeah, like let's just open to everybody. You know, or you got the budget.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think casting period is easy, but let me explain the way I do it. Now, nowadays, I use social media, okay? I have a website, and I got to keep pitching this. You got a website, try to get everybody to go to your website.
Plug your website.
Plug it hard. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, plug yours.
Blue Line Studios, LLC.com, okay?
There we go.
So, and keep plugging.
Plug it.
So, that's the main thing that you need to do, okay? Start with the online thing, because I'm gonna tell you like this: when people are sitting at home and they don't have nothing to do on the weekends, and they see your casting call, they're like, "Oh, I can go do this. Okay, I'm gonna go do that."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I find out that you can get to maybe 300 people to come to your casting call simply by posting it and tagging about 50 people. Simply by doing that. Wait a month, maybe even 2 weeks. Because I think the best results I've gotten is waiting a whole month.
Okay.
That's the best results I've gotten.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Well, you mean if you put it out there long enough and keep putting it in everybody's heads, then they're gonna come. Those ones that are just like quick, fast, casting call this weekend. You really don't get those good turnarounds like that.
You don't.
Not unless you got that brand and you out there and people like, oh yeah, we got to get to this, you know. But other than that, though, the aspirings or the beginners or however you want to put it, you got to get your process together and put some time on it.
And if you got influencers, it works.
Facts.
If you got people that got people, okay. So if you looking at the timeline of 2 weeks, let's just say that. Oh, I need people 2 weeks. I'm gonna go to Rockstar, Gumbo. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to Busy Bitten. I'm gonna go, because these are guys that are influencers. They are promoters for real in their own right. You know what I mean? And to be technical, you should be paying these guys.
Right.
As long as they've been doing it, as long as I've seen them do it, you should be paying these type of guys. But if you work by the borrow system or trade work for work, you know what I'm saying? Like free photography for you if you come do my event. So like, if you work with people, black people, because black people, we do that type of thing. I don't know if you can get away with that with anybody else. Work for work, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I do sometimes. Well, then I was actually trading massage, so everybody gonna want that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, come see her. Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying?
And these are exclusive hands now. Now I don't touch everybody no more. Okay. Okay. So, do you have a budget for your films, and how do you support your gift and the talent that helps you?
I have 2 strategies on how to do that. First one is easy. Okay, y'all use y'all tax money. Don't go on no trips, no vacations, or none of that. Don't go buy no new whips or none of that. Use your tax money. I'm gonna say it one more time. Use your tax money. If you get $10,000, $5,000, that is your budget. Use it. Number 2, you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, whatever. Take 30% of that and save it over a year. You have your budget. Let me say it again. 30% of your check over a year, you have your budget. Those are 2 ways I do my budgeting. 2 ways.
Absolutely. And those are good ways. Okay. Well, that'll don't do it.
I just have to be direct like that.
I feel you.
You know?
Like, hey, I just left it alone, yeah.
I have to be direct like that because I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, how you do? You know, because not everybody is, financially, literate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not saying that to put down anybody. You know what I'm saying? But when you get some free game, or when you listen to others, or when you network, you really need to take in that information.
Right.
I've gone to financial advisors and I've asked them, and even if I had to pay them, what can I do to increase my cash flow?
Right.
Okay, and they told me. Okay, so like you can go to a few different companies, Google them, do what you got to do. Okay, but that's the main thing.
Have you ever put any like film grants or anything like that they have out there?
Definitely. Okay. KC Film Office, applied for them, gift. There's another one, it was a while back. I don't know if they still do it, but it was a Kansas City film grant that went out. I think it was like $10,000 or something like that. It was some years back. But they don't really have a budget for Kansas City. They keep saying every year we're going to put some money aside for filmmakers. I think in 2019, they were talking about like $100,000 budget for, filmmakers, but that never happened.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, and
they treat us like a step
Lorenzo Hughes, he could back me up on that because this guy, he looks for those grants. He was in my first movie, Golden Gloves.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's dope.
Awesome sauce.
Seasoned actor too.
Okay, so now where all the movies are is on Patreon. So with your Patreon, what all do you have on there for the people to enjoy? Just go throw it out there.
Okay, Cooking with Crooks.
Go subscribe.
Yes. First things first, let me just break it down real quick. So first thing you want to do is go to your app store, put in Patreon. It's Patreon, okay?
I be spelling it wrong, y'all.
It's okay. Listen, put that in, download the app. When you download the app, hit the search bar, put in Blue Line Studios, okay? You can go to Blue Line Studios, you're gonna see 3 tiers. The first one is $3 to become a member, all right? And you can watch all of the stuff like Cooking with Crooks and speak on it and any other specials that we drop. $7 tier, this one, all the new movies. Anything that I drop, like far as in short films, featured films, documentaries. Okay, and the third, do that number 3, or number 3 like that. So the third one is it's a donation basically. It's $20. You can be in the credits. You can also get a T-shirt. You can actually be in like our web series City of Kings. So like as an extra or something like that. So if you want to do that, just make sure you just sign up for that tier, put an email in and let me know. So that's it. You can another way you can get to it. Let me tap on that real quick. Another way you can get to it is going to our YouTube, Blue Line Studios. If you go to the About section, you have to go hit the channel and go to the About section, scroll down, and then you'll see Patreon. You'll see all my links. All the links will be social media, but Patreon is in the link. And then also what's in the link is it's called Film Highway. It's basically film festival. You know what I mean? My film festival link. I haven't used it in a while, but I'm definitely putting my films into these film festivals.
Good.
St. Louis, we coming to y'all.
There you go. So how did you come up with the concept for Cooking with Crooks?
Now, check this out. I have a lot of people that come to me with different ideas. So my cousin Doughboy, Lonnie, he ran up on me one day and he was like, hey, we need a cooking show, cuz. I was like, okay, like, all right, well, what you mean? Like, you mean, like, you cook or we bring a chef on? Like, explain to me because, you know, a lot of times people would say, you know, tell me something and they're not specifying. They're not telling me exactly the concept of it. You know what I mean? For me to wrap my mind around it, I need to know everything about it.
Exactly.
Okay?
Facts.
So he was like, okay, I'm thinking we're going to call the show Cooking with Crooks. And we bring on different chefs and they show us their recipes and all of that. So I'll be the crook and they'll be the cook. I was like, nigga, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope, my nigga. Like he was just sitting back one day and just like, I guess he was just sitting back one day watching all these cooking shows and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was like, man, they ain't got no real black cooking shows that got hip hop music in it and stuff. They got all these little fancy music and stuff, classical music. You need some hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Cooking and Hooking Up is one of them he mentioned to me that check that out. I don't know who produces that, but
Cooking and Hooking Up.
Cooking and Hooking Up. I heard it's a good show.
It's popular. Show or something?
Yeah, it's a dating show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, for real, nigga? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool.
That's what's up. Oh, well, that's awesome. That's crazy. He just sit there and just pop that out there.
Yeah, he be coming
like
up with some. Yeah, so I get that a lot.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised how many people come to me with ideas.
I'm sure.
Like the hot box stuff with Mike Tyson, and they just talking and smoking. Boy, I've had probably about 20 people hit me up with that.
Yeah. That'll do it. Okay. Well, I see you. Okay, so as far as your podcast. Speak on it.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Niecy and Chris, the host.
Hey, yes, I love Niecy and Chris. How did you come up with that concept?
Okay, so now check this out, y'all. This came from football. I'm gonna just plainly say it. Like we were watching the Chiefs play. I think it was the Broncos. I think who was it? I can't remember exactly who it was we were playing. But after the game, we were talking, and a lot of them was making like it was Steve and Rico. If you guys watch Speak on It, it was Steve and Rico was my original host. And after we watched the game, they sat down. It was just talking shit. You know, guys just talk shit about the game, and they was giving all facts. And then one of them was like, he had said some shit, and it just made me think that I need to turn this into a podcast because the conversation was so good, it almost sounded like Sports Center.
Right. Okay.
Like for real. So I was like, yeah, they can speak on that shit. You know what I mean? So
and there it is.
Yeah.
Oh my good night. Well, I love how you just go and move on what you feel you need to. That's dope. I love that. So speaking of that, what obstacles did you encounter in your life that made you want to just go for everything and quit half-stepping?
I think there's never been a time where I was really half-stepping unless I can consider the point where I had my first kid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Not saying that I got another kid on the way, but I might be.
I don't know, y'all.
Oh shit, for real. It's hectic out here. But nah, for real. Like, I think it was a time where it had to be 2015. 2015, then when the Royals won, and I was already writing scripts. I've always been an artist. I've always been a creative person on the real. So it's like, at that time, I was working on comic books and stuff like that for the youth because I was a part of a church, and the church had a program where the kids the young men would play basketball, and some of the kids from the church, they would come into the studio lounge and they would play video games. They would play instruments and all of that. So, and then me and my friend Mike Snyder, we just had an area. It was just a small little area, like 3 tables. and we was just doing artwork for real. We was just sketching out stuff. He was painting and I was sketching, and I was showing some of the teenagers like, proportion. How do you draw a person in proportion?
Right.
And I was showing them 3-point perspective. I learned back in school. You know what I'm saying? So, that right there was something that motivated me.
Okay.
Right there to just go harder.
Right.
I mean, at that point, that was something,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't to the point where I'm at now, where I'm like every week is something
Right.
I'm doing. Every week there's a show.
Mm-hmm.
Every week I'm setting up my team for a new person, special guest, like the Breakfast Club. You know what I mean? Like every week we're scheduling. You know what I mean? We're writing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're constantly working every week like a real company. And some people might look at this and be like, that's the way companies supposed to work. But at the time when I was doing the thing in the church, that's like nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
You're just doing that to just help kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like these kids was bad as hell. You just don't know.
Most nonprofit children are bad as hell.
They were bad as hell. They didn't want to, you know what I mean? Like these are the ones.
That's why they're there to
These
get
are the
correction.
ones. Yes, exactly. Because they needed male role models. You know what I'm saying? Like we watch them play basketball. Coach them sometimes. These are some bad kids that that had to be in the after school programs and stuff.
We love y'all. We ain't laughing at y'all. We love
but not all of them. But not all. I'm gonna say this. Not all of them were bad. We had some creative ones come in that just wanted to learn more. That wanted to do artwork. That wanted to be a part of like music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know my homeboy Dirt. His brother, youngest brother, Eli. He came up there and played the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in the School of Rock now.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's working on his next album here in a minute.
That's what's up. Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay.
I believe he just graduated from high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Awesome sauce. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you do photography too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you just recently shot an amazing fashion show.
That Father's Day show was lit.
It
Lingerie,
was so
all
lit.
of that,
Yes.
all of that. I'm a firm believer in support women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a sister, I got a mama. So,
right.
And then even friends that's in this type of industry. You know what I mean? So I give them respect. A lot of respect for what they do, because there's a lot of women out here that's just shy. They don't want to do that because they feel like that's making them feel inferior and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? But on some real shit, like men, we like to celebrate our women's sexuality. Like, we like to sit back and watch y'all do y'all thing. You know what I mean? That was, in the old days, that was the best form of entertainment. In Africa, women would dance and celebrate, right in front of the men, the chief and all them, just sitting back, just like, vibing with the party.
Exactly.
You got dudes on the drums and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, like, don't look at it like it's a bad thing, you know what I mean? I mean, to each his own, if y'all don't like it, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? We can respect that.
Right. But it was amazing. It was an amazing show. So, the question I'm getting on with that, would you rather do photo shoots or fashion shows when it comes to photography?
So, okay. It's hard to answer this question because I don't really have which one that I favor. Like, I don't really have, it's like photo shoots, you have more control.
Right.
Okay? Fashion shows, you have to work around a crowd. You know what I mean? Like, you never know when somebody's going to walk in front of you. But when you at a photo shoot, you control that whole environment. Don't come over here. You know what I mean?
Right.
You tell 2 models to go in and 2 models to stand by. Okay, back. All right, now y'all come in. All right, pose for me. All right, look back, pat. In and out. But the actual the shows, the fashion shows are damn near chaos. They damn near chaos for photographers. I'm saying for photographers.
I know.
because especially when you got more than one photographer, if you got more than, let me say it like this, if you got more than 5 photographers, it can be like that. Because as photographers, we don't give a fuck about each other. We there to get the best shots.
Exactly.
Now, you can be respectful, but they don't give a fuck about you.
No.
They trying to get the best shot that they can get before you get it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, in all fairness, you know, all you got to do is be respectful. You know what I mean? So I know how to maneuver around that.
Good deal. Okay, so I'm going to ask you my infamous question that I ask everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you were in another dimension.
Oh, easy.
What?
Listen, if I was in another dimension, I would be president of Africa. I understand this.
I can't.
Akon, it wouldn't be no Akon city. It'd be a Taliferro city.
I know that's right, damn it. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You were silly.
But I fuck with you, Akon, man. One of these days, man, you know, you might have to name one of them streets after me, man.
Hey, I heard that.
Like Nick Cannon said.
Okay, so when people hear Taliferro or Blue Line Studios, what do you want to be the first thing that comes to mind?
First thing that comes to mind, I would love for you to stop me and say, hey, I love that movie, Hanging with the Homies. That was like Friday. I love that movie. You had me cracking up throughout that whole movie. You remember that scene? That motherfucker was doing this with his neck like that. You remember that shit, nigga? That shit was dope. You know, this is one little bitty part about it that's funny as hell to them, or that they
right.
connect to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You know, like, who can't connect for men?
Mm-hmm.
Like men that grew up, you know, where I grew up. Who cannot connect to that part in Friday when he said, you know, this, and when I grew up, this is all you need. You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who could not relate to that from the
relate
hood? No, I'm just saying. I'm saying. But a lot more men, I'm going to say a lot more men could connect to that. And it was Ice Cube, and he represent the hood.
Exactly.
Just
and then you also have to think about that too, as far as a lot of men that didn't have their father around.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
part in Friday probably could have helped
that
them out a lot.
That could have changed some people.
Yes, exactly.
So if you felt like that watching my movie, and you came up on me in the airport, and you like, man, when you gonna do last Friday? Man, I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't waiting for Columbia, you know, or who I can't remember exactly who did the shit. But I'm not waiting for a production company to give me money. And I even said this shit in one of my posts on Facebook that I would do a crowdfunding for last Friday. Because I saw what he was doing when I was younger. When he came out with the next Friday, I knew he was gonna go Friday, next Friday, Friday after next, and then last Friday. That's a whole month.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you knew he was gonna do that. I knew he was gonna do that. So, like, for me, you know, I would love for somebody to just tap in with me and be like, you know, I love that movie. When you gonna do another one?
Right.
You know, unless I don't plan on doing another one.
Right.
Like that Coming to America, they didn't plan on doing the second one.
Yeah, I know they didn't.
That's why it's been so long. Everybody, oh, it's 30 years later. They wasn't planning on doing another one.
It's like they supposed to be dead in the barbershop.
Hey, that's the first thing I noticed too. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, what the fuck? These niggas, they was old in the first movie. Like,
like, what the hell?
like, it don't make no sense.
Oh my good night. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, you were about to say something?
Nah, I'm just thinking about that movie because
okay.
I was kind of hot with that movie. The second one, I felt like it could have been done a lot better.
Yeah. Huge Coming to America fans were kind of disappointed with that movie.
Yeah.
Because I know like 3 of them. One of them come, he was like, "Did you watch that yet?" I'm like, "No, I haven't watched. Just watch it. I can't even talk about it right now."
I feel like there's no excuse to not come with like comedy back to back. I mean, nonstop jokes though. They had a lot of comedians in it.
Yes.
And I was like, y'all failed.
Yeah, it could have been so much funnier than what it was.
Way funnier than it was.
Yeah, it was. We ain't gonna touch on that no more.
Yeah, we done. I'm not gonna reminisce that movie
we
no
ain't
more.
gonna do that. Okay, so. I lost my spot. Okay, if you could give advice to an up-and-coming entrepreneur in one sentence, what would it be and why?
Up-and-coming entrepreneur, there's a lot of things I can say. That's the reason why I can say this.
One sentence.
Educate yourself, then apply what you learned. I had to educate myself on computer software, on cameras. Mm-hmm. So once I learned everything I needed to know, then I applied it. That's why I'm doing photography and videography now. It only makes sense to apply what you learn. As men, and I'm speaking on men again, yes I am, because a lot of times we take the easy way out. And you know that because niggas sell dope. Niggas sell, you know what I mean? Like,
speak on it.
Men, let me go back and say men.
Okay, I'm
we
sorry.
don't hear like niggas. Nah. Nah, but for real, like, you know, we tend to take the easy way out because, you know, we seen other people get rich off of it. Mm-hmm. We see people with fancy cars, chains, all of that shit. You know, I don't give a fuck about it. Excuse my language.
No, you good.
But on some real stuff, like, you really need to educate yourself. You know what I mean? And you don't have to like feel bad that you don't have this knowledge. You can always gain knowledge. Always. You can always pick up a book. You can always Google something. You can always take classes. You know what I mean? So don't feel bad if somebody else has more knowledge than you. Just go step up your game.
Facts. Okay. Well, how do you find time to balance self?
I'm gonna tell you like this, for real, prayer works.
Facts.
Meditating, if you meditate, mm-hmm. you know what I mean, take about 30 minutes out of your day, even if it's on your break, you know, maybe not the whole 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. Pray to God, meditate for a minute, reflect on your day.
Yes.
You know, prioritize, you know, just do what you need to do to relax your mind, because your mind is a muscle, you know what I'm saying? It needs to relax. You know what I mean? Like when you go into the gym, you lifting 200 pounds on a bench press, guess what? You can't do that every day. And your muscles need to rest.
Facts.
If they don't rest, they don't build. Your mind needs to build. Mm-hmm. Just like your muscles.
Exactly. So, now cut this one a little short for me. Do you plan on expanding anytime soon?
Hell yes.
Bam.
Las Vegas, here we come, baby.
I know that's
right. Las Vegas.
So now go ahead, give them all your socials, because that's all I got for you.
Yeah, let's see. Blue Line Studios, almost everything. Facebook, Instagram. You know, we were doing Snapchat, but found out that we ain't doing that.
Snapchat for the nasty girls.
Yeah. And so is TikTok nowadays.
Yeah.
I feel like it is, but you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
And the website, Blue Line Studios, LLC.com. You can also go to our app, go to Spaces, go into your app store, put in Spaces, all right? And then look for Blue Line Studios. If you need the link, it's also on our Facebook page. We also have 3 Facebooks. Let me just say that real quick. We got Blue Line Studios. We got Edwin Taliferro, that's me. And you got the this is a group, but you know, Black Cinema KC. You know what I mean? So, in all 3 of those, you can become a member in our group. You can also, you know, be a member on the other page, Blue Line Studios page, and then you can just friend request me. You know what I'm saying? I only have like 500 friends. I don't, you know, I keep my circle nice and, you know.
I feel you, because I deleted a lot of y'all a long time ago. No.
I'm for real. I really do. You know, I don't. You know, I'm not like one of them cats that need 5,000 friends.
Exactly.
Like I keep my circle kind of tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my personal Facebook.
I will delete your ass if you want some bullshit.
Quick, okay? Well, that is all we have, but I know I gotta plug myself. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with my One Hope wine. The link will be in the description. Y'all already know what it is. Make sure you tune into Fine Wine Fridays, where I will be making a mix of the recipes that we have on our amazing One Hope site. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. And you already know what it is. It is your girl, Tam B. If you don't know me, you soon will. And this is Model Magic, where we let the modeling magic begin.
Support your ladies, homies.
I love y'all. Ah.